I am again here regarding my previous videos, as I have received a number of questions from your sides. In view of that, to pacify the thirst of quest of knowledge, again I am here to discuss all those problems which have been asked from your sides. I am here with the proper interpretations. In view of that, I want to make it clear that regarding the present scenario, as the CBSE has issued a guideline with the proper delineation, which decided that the substantive improvement with the reduction of syllabus, and it is clear that it could be exuberant for all of you, as it is noted that the education has been paramount for the society as well as the human beings. Now, to come to the topic, I am here to discuss the ethers. I would like to discuss mainly all those points which are most essential for the examinations, for competitive examinations, and what kind of confusions may be created in these questions. So, to clear all those concepts, I am again here, and I hope it would be very fruitful to all of you. Okay, so now come to the topic and see the topic, that is ethers. As we know that ethers, by the definition, simply ether, suppose CH4, one hydrogen is replaced by alkoxy group. It gives CH3OR dash. In this way, if you are going to define the ethers, simply we can say the ethers are alkoxy derivatives of hydrocarbons in which hydrogen is replaced by alkoxy group. At first, I would like to make it clear how do you name the ethers. In general, the class of compounds which is known as alkoxy alkane. Under the IUPAC system, ethers are regarded as a alkoxy alkane. However, if we go in the trivial system or common naming system, ethers are named by using a suffix ether. For example, if we see this example, methyl, and ether, suppose how it is obtained. This is methane, one hydrogen, this is replaced by methoxy group, then compound comes out to be this CH3OCH3. To show that in the general naming system, in the trivial naming system, methyl and methyl, since both the methyls are identical, therefore such type of ethers are known as symmetrical ethers or simple ethers. Hence, during the naming of these type of ethers, we should have to use not by, but di, like this CH3, CH3, dimethyl ether, dimethyl ether. This is the simple name. Similarly, if we are going to name this ether in common naming system, both the alkyl group, this is ethyl and this is methyl. Now question arises, which would come first? So that in such type of cases, when both the alkyl groups are different, they are known as unsymmetrical ether or mixed ether. So during the naming of such type of ethers, we should have to keep in mind that alkyl group which comes first according to alphabetical order is written first, followed by another ether, and after that suffix ether is added. For example, ethyl and methyl. Obviously, E comes before M. Therefore, it is written as ethyl methyl ether. Ethyl methyl ether. These are the common names. Now, In the examination, mostly IUPAC systems are being used to show that if we are going to name this, one alkyl group goes with the oxygen. Suppose this is along with oxygen, it forms methoxy. Methoxy, it is written as a prefix. Then another alkyl group that constitutes a parent because of one carbon. As we know that for one carbon we should have to use meth. Therefore, it is methane. The exact name of this compound is methoxymethane without any interruption. Continuity will be there. This is methoxymethane. Now, see this. In case of unsymmetrical ether, the larger group, this is the larger, which consists of greater number of carbon, 1 and 2. It has 2 carbon, however, another part having only 1 carbon. So, this is the methyl group. This methyl always goes with the oxygen to form prefix as alkoxy, so that this is known as methoxy and parent is ethane. Methoxyethane. It is noted that the rule which is being governed from this example, that is, the smaller alkyl group goes with the oxygen to form alkoxy, which is being used as a prefix, and larger alkyl group always constitutes the parents, so that this is methoxyethane. Methoxyethane. It can never be ethoxymethane. It can never be ethoxymethane. Otherwise, you will lose your marks. Keep in mind. Now, question is again here. Simply this part. If you look this part, this is isopropyl. This is isopropyl. Isopropyl and ethereal oxygen. According to common naming system, di-isopropyl ether. This is di-isopropyl ether. This is isopropyl ether. But in what way it is asked in the examination? If you go through the paper, you will find most of the times it is being asked what is the IUPAC name of this compound. So, my dear student, in that question you should have to observe carefully the compound and one part, any one, because both consist of same number of carbon. Therefore, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This is propane and this is propane. But one propyl group should go along with the oxygen to form alkoxy group. Therefore, 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash means that part which is being used as a prefix, which consists of oxygen, at which carbon the oxygen is being connected. The oxygen is being connected to the carbon number 2. Therefore, this is the parent. This is the parent. In the parent chain, the oxygen is present at the number of carbon, and in the prefix which is being formed as alkoxy group, it is also connected at the carbon number 2. Therefore, in what way it is named? It is named, this is the parent. This is the parent. It consists at the number 2 as alkoxy. Therefore, 2 propoxy propane. There is no doubt, no name other than this name. This is the 100% correct name. These two to locate this position, and this to locate the position of oxygen in the substituents group. Therefore, this is 2-propoxy propane. 2-propoxy propane. You can never miss this hyphen. It has great significance. Now, very, very important examples we are moving towards. This is the compound, single bond, two methyl groups are connected at this point. Yes, again I want to make it clear, don't be confused. This is not benzene because it doesn't contain any double bond throughout the structure. Therefore, this is cyclohexane. Now question arises, the numbering of the substituents. This is the substituent, this is the substituent, this is the substituent. It must be clear in your mind. In the naming of ether, ethers are always being used as a prefix. It is a substituents in the same way as these are the substituents. Now, if we are going to start your numbering from this side, suppose 1, 2, and if we again numbers from here 1 and 2, what rule is required to name this compound during the numbering? We must have to keep our mind, we should have to follow lowest sum rule, so that numbering is start from that side, whether the least number comes first, means sum of all the numbers. Suppose 1 means 1, for this 1 and 2 and plus 2. So what will be the sum? Sums 1, 2 is equal to 4. And we start from this side 1 and 2. For 1, 1, for this 2, for this 2 is equal to 5. Obviously, which is larger number? This is larger number, so that it should be discarded. The numbering should from here. This is 1 and this is 2. Most important example. If you go through the paper, you will find many times these questions have been asked by the examinations. So now I want to make it clear. How do you name this? 1-methyl, that is dimethyl. And this is, I want to make it more informative. Suppose if we write here CH2, CH3. This is the one of the typical example. Now it becomes ethoxy. The position will be only 2. So second is ethoxy. 2 and 1. Now what would be the exact naming of this compound? So that in the naming of compound, we should have to observe the alphabetical sequence. According to ABCD system, E comes before the M. Therefore, it is written first followed by this. Means the name of the compound is 2-ethoxy 1,1-dimethyl cyclohexane. Yes. Now you may ask why this is D. A, B, C, D. D comes first, then E. But you must be clear about that. D, which is numerical prefixes. Numeral prefixes cannot be included in deciding the alphabetical order. Therefore, whenever if you see such type of example, you should go through the rules which is being explained by me. That is exact rule, that is correct rule, there is no any doubt. So that if you are going to write this 2-ethoxy 1 for this, 1 for this, means 1, 2 times 1. 2-ethoxy 1,1-dimethyl cyclohexane. There is shortage of space, so that I have written here. Otherwise, you should have to write down in a straight way without any gap. That is the correct name. Now come to the aryl ether. This is phenolic group, and this is alkyl and aryl. The class of compounds are aryl alkyl ether. So during the naming of these compounds, If alkyl group is small, then it goes along with the oxygen to form alkoxy group, so that in that case it is known as methoxybenzene. Methoxybenzene, IUPAC name. If you are going to write it methylphenyl ether, that is correct, but not IUPAC. One more name is there. It is also known as anisole. This is not IUPAC, but it has been accepted as a IUPAC, and it is good, it is correct. And most of the times it is frequently being known as a anisole. But if we talk about the IUPAC name, this is the exact name. There is no correction and no name other than this, which is the most correct name. And it is supposed to be correct, has been accepted as a correct name, but this is the 100% correct. Methoxybenzene, known as anisole, IUPAC. Now, in case of both the groups are same, symmetrical ether, but aryl, diaryl ether. Class of compounds are diaryl ether. So that according to common naming system, phenyl and phenyl, diphenyl ether. But what is IUPAC name? One of the phenyl group along with the oxygen to form phenoxy, and another which forms parent, and this is phenoxybenzene. These all about the nomenclature. I think I have tried to touch all those parts which are very essential for examinations. Even then, if you have any doubt, your problems are always welcomed by me, and I'm sure you will feel very, very, very exuberant with me. Okay, it's okay. See you again. We will meet again in another video which will describe preparation and properties of ethers. Very soon we will meet again. Okay.